Well, it is official. The stage is set. We have a play-in game on Wednesday night. We've never been in this situation. It is absolute chaos. All the games are wrapping up now in terms of the Eastern Conference. We're seeing where the dominoes fall. And at the end of the day, this is probably one of the craziest days in regular season history, at least in recent memory, when it comes down to the final stretch. I mean, usually everything's decided, right? But here we are on the final days holding on to the edge of our seats, and it is official. The 76ers take down the Brooklyn Nets, and they finish their season on an 8-game win streak. Hottest team in the league right now, 47-35 on what is, again, felt like a very much roller coaster of emotion season. Really, I just wanted to hop on here to make my, instant thought video. I mean, this is just off the top. I have not done the research, things like that yet. We will have an official preview and prediction video, as we always do, out for this game, not even this series. Usually we make one for every playoff series, but this is a lot different. It's one game, and if you lose, then your season is on the line against either the Hawks or the Bulls. If the Sixers win, then they end up sliding into the permanent number 7 seed. So we will talk about all of that. I was just watching the rest of the other games, but the stage is set. It'll be the 76ers up against the Miami Heat. Who do you think is going to win that game? Who do you think is going to come out on top? It is tough. Keep in mind, the Miami Heat last year were in the play-in. They lost the first game. Their season was on the line, and they had a comeback in the second game. They ended up winning that, and they won all the way up into the NBA Finals. And obviously, they lost in the finals, but it was an absolutely crazy run. So the Heat have experience here, right? And I think the Sixers are better than the Heat. That's my instant reaction. But Eric Spoelstra against Nick Nurse in a 1-game series is going to be absolutely crazy. Joel Embiid versus Jimmy Butler. I mean, we have the chance here for something like historic in this game. I feel it's going to be very, very, very close. So give me your thoughts and predictions down below. Like I said, I'll reserve my final prediction for the game until we drop the official video. But I do want to talk about this because the New York Knicks actually finished as the number 2 seed because the Bucks lost. And for people telling me, oh, well, the Bucks were trying to lose on purpose, I was starting to think about it more. Maybe they did. Maybe they saw the Sixers as a potential 7 seed or the Heat, and they said, we'd rather play the Pacers. No matter what happens, man, the Cavs lost to the Hornets. They stink. The Milwaukee Bucks lost to the Magic by 30 or more. Damian Lillard was like 2 for 15, and Doc Rivers had one job, and he couldn't help us out. And I don't believe in the Bucks either. I mean, to get blown away by a team like the Magic we just saw the other night, who's really not that good. And now the Knicks slide into the number 2 seed, and the ironic part is that everybody was saying, we have to do this, to avoid the Knicks in the first round. Now we're going to play them anyway if we win the play-in game. So, I mean, this is absolutely chaotic. Doc Rivers is a fraud, and just the fact, if he did lose on purpose, it's absolutely crazy. But, the questionable status of Giannis and Damian Lillard playing the way he did, and Doc Rivers on top of all that, the Bucks are frauds. They wanted to avoid the Sixers, and they're lucky because the Sixers would whoop them the way they are playing right now. So that's how I feel about the Eastern Conference. And the Sixers now have a lot of pressure to win this game on Wednesday night. That's another one of my initial thoughts because, if you think about it, right? If the Sixers can't beat Miami, which again, I'm not saying that they're not better than them, they are. And I mean, off the top of my head, the Sixers were 2-2 against the Heat this year. One of those games, the first one was before Joel Embiid got hurt. Then 2 of them were when Joel Embiid was hurt, and the Sixers went 1-1 in those games. And then the last one, last week, which was actually probably the most playoff-like matchup, the Sixers came out and they got a big win on the road. And, it felt like they were able to bust through that pressure. But when it comes down to the 1-game scenario, it's almost like a March Madness style game. Like everything changes, When the palms get sweaty, when the bright lights are on, will the Sixers finally be able to bust through that pressure and get it done in a big time scenario, right? We haven't been in this situation. So, I think it's tough. And with the Heat having that experience last year, it definitely is brutal. And if I'm being completely honest, if you lose this game on Wednesday night, especially at home, not only is it defeating a bit to your confidence, but guess who you're going up against in round one, potentially, the Boston Celtics. So it is a tougher road now, but the Sixers need to keep believing in what they're doing. They need to stay strong, and they need to just keep playing the way they are. Just play your game, because that is what has got you on a really good win streak right now. Before we get into a little bit more, though, let me give a shout out to our great sponsor of today's show. Shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Southern New Hampshire University. It is 2024, and with a new year comes new goals. If one of your goals this year involves going to college, then I have the perfect opportunity for you. SNHU allows you to turn passion for sports into a degree with their online sports management program. You'll get to learn about the business and economics of sports, sports management principles, and how to gather and analyze data. This degree can help you prepare for a career as an athletic director, sports information director, marketing manager, and even other exciting roles in the industry. You'll get to tap into SNHU's network of grads working in sports-related organizations. SNHU has one of the largest accredited nonprofit online degrees in the country. They are radically affordable, and their online tuition rates are some of the lowest in the nation. So go down to the description right now of this video, click the link, go to snhu.edu/PhillyTake to request free info about the program and start your new year off on the right path. Upon request, a real person will even hop on a call with you to discuss how the program can benefit you personally. Once again, check it out. Click the link down below, snhu.edu/PhillyTake. Now, a couple other things I want to update you on real quick. Nick Nurse talked after the game, and he said that DeAnthony Melton's health is, quote, concerning. And he said he wouldn't comment on his status, but it seems to be like Melton is not going to play on Wednesday. That's a hurt for the Sixers. And Robert Covington returning is not on the table. So when Nurse earlier this season said that there was no light at the end of the tunnel for Robert Covington, man, he wasn't lying. Covington has been out and he's done. Melton might be out, and that will hurt on the defensive side of the ball for the 76ers. So I just want to, keep that in mind, because they're going to need all the help they can get. They saw a guy like Buddy Hield shoot lights out today, but, they're going to need everybody. And especially on the defensive side, it certainly is concerning that two of your guys, are probably going to be out. Now, to wrap up with the standings here, again, Celtics are at the 1 seed. The Knicks finalized the number 2 seed. They finally win 50 games. It's been a long time for them. The Bucks slide into the number 3 seed after their pitiful loss today. The Cavs are 4, and they'll go up against Orlando in the first round. That's probably the worst first-round matchup. Then the Pacers are number 6, and the Sixers finish at number 7. By the way, I just want to say to the NBA, it is pretty ridiculous. I know the three-way tie and the divisions and all. Nobody cares about division. So the fact that the Sixers beat the Magic 3-0 this season and fall into the number 7 seed, I mean, it's kind of, goes against sense, but it is what it is. Sixers are playing Miami, and they have to get a win. That's what it comes down to. Biggest game of the year. It is going to be absolutely insane at the Wells Fargo Center. Can they get it done? Guess we'll just have to wait and see, man. But a very, very intriguing matchup. And like I said, we will be covering it all right here on YouTube. We'll drop a playoff preview and prediction video. Things are going to get crazy, man. If they can avoid having to play another playing game and win this game, it's not going to get any easier with the Knicks. So we'll see what happens. Sixers versus Heat on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live right here on YouTube. Be sure to tap in, and it's playoff time, man. Time to lock in. You guys have a great rest of your evening. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.